to another episode of Outcasts to Icons, and as always, if you are enjoying the series, please do drop a like on the video. Now, in our last episode, we came from 3-0 down to snatch a 3-3 draw with Hoffenheim, and that was a fantastic result for us, and our form was really sort of picked up as of late. After that 7-1 smashing against Gladbach, it was we were in for a good time, and we've been scoring a few goals lately, which has been nice to see, and it certainly gave me a little bit more confidence coming into some of the tougher fixtures that we've got in the run-in. So basically, we've had the sort of Christmas break, we've had obviously a lot of friendlies, we went out to the UAE to play against some teams out there and just sort of build stuff up. We also played against Ingolstadt in a testimonial for one of their better players, or one of their long-standing players, an American guy actually called, I think it's Alvaro Morales, who actually used to play for us as well, so that's kind of a nice thing to have that little link to them. Right, so we haven't been offered any more jobs just yet. We were linked as the sort of third choice candidate for the Stoke City job, which was an interesting one to be linked with as well, but no job interviews as such. At the moment, the financial situation is getting worse. The board have just had to pop £4 million into the club to just prevent us from going into receivership at the moment. And that is generally the situation, basically. That huge amount of outlay that we had to pay when we went up because of those deals that were signed beforehand with the players, you know, part of their transfer deals being the on-promotion clauses that cost us about £7 million. That's really crippled us this season, and we've done our best to sort of stay up. And I think if we stay up, things might be okay, but I just don't quite know. I think there might be one more sort of move in us, and I think that move might well be coming this summer if we have a good season and keep them up. And as for the idea I put forward about the World Cup, I've just sort of seen your responses to that. Basically, I can sort of see what you mean. There's only a few teams that haven't won the World Cup that would even have a chance of winning it if we were managing them. So I'd like to sort of retract that and maybe try something a little bit different, whereby once we complete it, we'll then try and obviously I'm still looking for national team jobs while we're doing this. I'm not ruling them out, it's just we haven't seen any come up lately. But basically what I might try and do is, instead of trying to win the World Cup, obviously I will always be trying to win the World Cup, but just to try and take a team, maybe try and take a team to the World Cup that hasn't been to one before, or something like that. I don't know, that's a lot more options for us, basically. Just something a little bit different. I don't know. It's just an idea. We'll have to cross that bridge when we come to it. We've got plenty more things in the way since then. So let's take a look at what's happened. So obviously we played a load of friendlies, but then we came back and we had a game away at Hamburg, and this was crucial to us. It might look like they were the better team, but they did have 10 long shots and we had none. We didn't have a single long shot in this game, and it was brilliant. Basically, by half time in this game, we were out of sight, and I was surprised. I have to say, I was incredibly surprised just with how good they were. So much to the point, now if you look, they actually made triple substitution at half time because they were so bad in the first half. Ryan Jacquot gave us a lead on 15 minutes, and you know if he's scoring, things are going well for us, and he's continued that, which is just brilliant. But then Kelvin managed to dispatch a penalty to make it 2-0 on 33 minutes. I thought if we can hang on to that, that would be a massive win for us. And a away win in this division is very, very hard to come by. In fact, this might even be our first one. No, of course, we won at... Did we win away at Mönchengladbach, or was it at home? I can't remember. But then Jacquot added a third goal for us, and his second before half-time. That provoked all the changes from Hamburg. And in the second half, they were much better, but there was a lot of long-range shooting going on. But Sascha Bremer got 2 goals in 5 minutes, and suddenly I was starting to get a little bit worried at this point. So we had to sort of shore things up, but we did manage to escape with a 3-2 victory, and that is huge for our season. It really does give us a good little points boost coming into some games against much tougher teams. For example, Stuttgart at home, and we just weren't able to do it. Stuttgart are a good side. As you know, they beat us 4-1 on the opening day, and this game wasn't really not much different. Heinz Ströer gave them the lead on 9 minutes before Devante Parker doubled the advantage on 21, and from that moment on I just didn't think we were going to get much chance to get back into it. But Alexander Ring, who's come up and scored a few important goals for us, did get us back in the match, and I thought, right, let's get this going. But unfortunately, Tony Sanabria, that danger man up front for Stuttgart, made it 3-1 by half time, and in the second half we just couldn't muster anything that would really push us forward, and in the end it just ended up not happening, which was a shame. Next up, we were away to Dortmund, and as you know, we managed to get a 2-2 draw at home against Dortmund, and I have to say, we probably didn't deserve to be anywhere near as close to them as we were in this game, but Revaz Jalauri... also, I should point out, in that win over Hamburg, Revaz Jalauri got all 3 assists in that game. He won the penalty, and he assisted on both of Jacko's goals. What a season this guy is having for us. He's genuinely fantastic. His value is sort of up around 4 or 5 million now, so we've not had any bids for him, though, surprisingly. All the bids that have come in have been for either Vucicevic or Jacquot, basically. Oh, and Todorovsky, a couple for Todorovsky as well. Barcelona included. That's to give you an idea of who's interested in Todorovsky. But yeah, Hakan Çalhanoğlu gave him the lead on 9 minutes, but Revaz Jalauri he was pretty much a one-man show for us today, levelled with just 4 minutes later, and we were looking not too bad, but as with a lot of these games, we just let it slip before half-time, and Alan Galindo got one for Dortmund, and then Davy Selke added a third, and it was 3-1, and I thought, right, there's no chance of us getting back into this, but in the second half, an absolute pinger from Jalari made it 3-2, and we really did try and push, but Dortmund had a pretty strong defence, and when you look at that team, they've got some quality players, and it just wasn't going to happen for us on the night, which was a shame, but we've at least not been embarrassed. Now, here's how the league is shaping up at the moment. We're 13th and still only 3 points off the bloody relegation playoff spots. It's so tight down at the bottom. Nuremberg and Hanover just keep on bloody winning. It's very, very tight. You know, we're actually doing quite well here. More than a point a game, well over a point a game. In fact, 22 points from 20 games is solid. But we're still only 3 points above the drop zone. And those 2 defeats have really hampered us a little bit. We were starting to pull ourselves clear with that win over Hamburg, but since then, those 2 defeats have cost us. As you can see, though, average rating, Todorovsky's right up there with the best in the league, and Jalari is right up there with the best assists, as well as on Man of the Match awards. He's just, like in that game where we beat Dortmund, he was the man of the match because of his wonderful providing of goals. Well, not providing of goals, you know what I mean. Providing of assists for the goals. So, Mainz are still looking absolutely done. But everyone else in there, Freiburg, going to need to pull out some miracles, but they're going to need some good wins, and they've got to play us soon, so that could be a crucial game for us as well. Let's take a gander at the squad. Top goal scorer, of course, is Ryan Jacquot now with 14 and 22, which is actually a fairly solid amount for him. I'd like to see if he can get close to 20 for us this season. That would be a really good amount for me to see. Kelvin's got himself 6 now, and Jalari, of course, has 5. There's lots of 5s. Bojic, of course, with a few. Although Bojic did come to me and say that he was missing home, so that's a bit of a worry. As for assists, Jalari there with 11. Method's already got 7, which is not a bad not a bad return from him as well. Player of the match, well, there's only one man for that job. It is Jalari. Todorovsky in there as well, but Jacquot is number 3 for us on the Man of the Match awards, and that's surprising considering he's been brilliant at times, especially with his goal scoring. Average rating is Todorovsky by a country mile over the nearest player, in fact by 0.4. Aerial challenges, of course, Lufner with 66. It's useful to have some quality in the air like that. Key passes, of course, is Jalari now with 80. I wonder how he matches up. I always check that. Key tackles, Lufner with 12, and of course interceptions, 207 for Lufner. As for value, that is Ryan Jacquot, but Todorovsky's right in there as well. And Jalari, 4.2 million. Some of the new contracts have definitely helped on that front. Let's see how we're doing on player stats now. So Jalari is still, quite a few behind Julian Draxler, but he's also quite a few in front of everybody else. Sort of the second best creative player in the league, and that for me says a lot. Right, let's get into this. It's Leverkusen. It's a massively tough game. We've played them a couple of times this season already. Lost them at home. No, lost them away, I think. And then we had that cup game where we eventually went out on penalties, I think. Which was a shame, but shit happened. So, now, Bayern, as you can see, are running away with it this year and showing no signs of slowing down. It's, anyone else's game for second place, basically. All the way down to sort of Stuttgart reasonably still in it. Even Leipzig, of course, were champions a couple of seasons ago, but have never really managed to return to that form. They seem to manage to do that on an off day, or an off season for Bayern, more like. So let's do a quick pick and see who we've actually got available. We didn't make any January signings because the club is in huge financial trouble. Our wage budget is literally at 0 at the moment. In fact, I think it might even be like 100 in the red, which I need to try and sort out somehow, but I'm hoping that we can just slowly inch that back. So we're going to go Jacquot, Jalari. Bartosz Kapushka is back. Finally, he's played a couple of games for us, a few substitute appearances, but he is now finally back and fit, and that is such a big deal for us, because it means we can have people like Method to come off the bench. Kelvin, Todorovsky, and Bojic, of course, Vucicevic, Lufner, Weissenberger, Breno, and Kraft. Kraft has said he wants to leave and join Besiktas, which is really strange, considering he's like a club legend. I'd have kind of thought that he'd be a bit more not wanting to leave to join Besiktas, but there you go. So, let's jump straight in, and hopefully we are at home, so you never know what's going to... we've had some okay performances in some of our live comps this season, particularly the one against Dortmund I was pleased with, and the comeback against Hoffenheim was phenomenal. So any more play like that would be just delightful. We are apparently the favourites, so that's a surprise. A win for us could take up... Well, it could actually only take us up as high as 12th, but the win would mean so much more than just league position. Oh, it's 100 league... Okay, yeah, delight for him. Excellent stuff. Don't know who that is, and we're good. So... Oh, I don't know. Well, no, we don't want you talking. Jesus Christ. Hello. We've got quite a lot of people available here. Let's just see if we've got any more tactical knowledge coming through. Our fitness coach probably not the best one to talk to about that kind of stuff, really. I'll just go with vote. No, I actually prefer what Antikovic generally has to say. We'll go with that for now. I always got to stop doing that before the kickoff. He's useless, and I always get the better reactions out of the players when I use these particular instructions. The only reason I use these ones every time is because it always gives good reactions, and frankly, that's what I'm really looking for. Let's do this. A good performance today is you know, I wouldn't mind if we were to get beat, provided we played well, but that's a good header from Todorovsky. But I think at home we've been fairly strong even against some of the better teams. Obviously, people like Bayern will almost certainly wipe us out of the way. Jansky, Murphy, there's so many players in there. Thankfully, we managed to get a block in. And it's cleared away. Jalari now. Can he find a pass or an outlet here? It seems unlikely, but he's not the best dribbler, I don't think. But that's actually quite well played from him. Having two creative players in there, Jalari's going to act as almost the shadow striker for us today. Jacquot having a little run at his men here. Jacquot's through, and it's saved by Leno. God, I love that Jacquot can do that. His dribbling is fantastic to watch. But yeah, Kapushka's going to be the creative force today, I feel. But Jalari's going to be there to sort of back up the goal-scoring efforts of the team. And he's done that well as well. He's very effective in both positions, as you can see from his assist stat, but also from his goal stat. He does have the ability to get us goals when he plays as the shadow striker. Oh, for fuck's sake. Sorry, I can't believe that's just happened. Well, we're not going to win this match now, are we? Come on, let's face it. That is just hilarious. And depressing at the same time. I can't believe that's happened. Keeper now. This is not preschool. This is not the Kazakhstani Premier League. What are you doing? So there we go. We're a goal down at home to Leverkusen from that. Well, you get it from time to time. Look, Jacquot running at his man again here. Going round, and it's a good strike. And again, he's making Leno make saves, and that's always a good thing. But unfortunately, we're losing on pass completion and possession so far, and that's something we really do need to improve on, because that's pretty much where most of our attacks come from. Kapushka, he's not going to be able to pick a pass out, I don't think. Todorovsky, Kapushka, Kelvin, he's offside, of course he's offside. No, he did look a bit offside there. Hopefully we can sort of turn this around. That is a terrible first goal to concede, but we've actually started not too bad. You know, Jacko's looking dangerous, and that always pleases me when he looks dangerous, because when he looks dangerous, we look dangerous. Hello, here we go. Kelvin. Is that a penalty? It is a penalty. And Wolfgang Stark, who I'm pretty certain is a real referee. I've heard his name before. I think he's one of the top refs in Germany. Kelvin has a very good record with penalties, and now that I've said that, I'm going to jinx him and he's going to miss. Oh, what a great strike. Hertha won, Leverkusen won, and I feel it's probably a little bit deserved, even if it's just to level things up after that hilarious goal, basically. It's at least we're back on level terms against a really solid team. Then again, Leverkusen aren't doing quite so well at the moment, so maybe there is something in this. Maybe there is something in this game for us. You just never know. We've got a reasonably good bill of health when it comes to injuries at the moment, so hopefully we can use that to our advantage today. They've had a few more shots, a couple more half chances. It's pretty even on the most part, though, but our passing is... I don't know, it could go either way at the moment. I just wish we hadn't conceded that shitty goal, but then they'll probably feel a bit hard done by about the penalty. Now, Todorovsky is on a booking, which is a little bit worrying. Can Kapushka pick out a pass? He seems to be standing still a lot when he gets the ball. It's almost like he thinks it's netball. Where, yeah, Jalari, Kapushka, was a run through here for Jacquot. Will he shoot? He does shoot, and it's a goal. It's 2-1 to Hertha, and Ryan Jacquot is an absolute sniper of a finisher. That is a glorious finish. Just fading in between the lines, pulling away and scoring. Lovely pick out, I think, from Kapushka, which is always nice to see. Yeah, he just fades in between the lines there, sets himself up round the other side of the defender. I didn't really think he should have been shooting from there, but he's drilled that low and hard, and it is 2-1 to Hertha, and that is a good time to be scoring, because that would move us up to 12th, and 25 points on the board at this stage would be a really, really good chance for us staying up then, you'd have to say. It would put us 6 points clear of the relegation playoff, and that's the thing we're kind of basically trying to stay clear of. I feel like we could probably beat a team in it, but I'd rather not have to do it if it's all the same to you. Is anyone looking knackered at half-time? Now, we're all kind of good for half-time here. I don't often make half-time substitutions, but sometimes you're sort of forced into it just because of... I don't want to get players injured. Kovic, right, yeah. They've changed their system quite dramatically, but I'm just wondering if this could actually play into our hands a little bit more. Kelvin, this would be a big win for us. Probably the biggest win that we've had this season. I'm trying to think if there's a bigger one. Mainz, oh no, of course, for some reason I thought that was the top half of the table, because I'm an idiot. Vucicevic, Jalari, Kapushka, Todorovsky, Jalari. Can he slip it through for someone? It's Jacquot. Through it goes, and Leno is there to make the save, unfortunately. Jay Leno there, in goal. 4 by Leverkusen. And now for my final thought. Let's jump... if we could get... Oh, shit. Good save from Thomas Kraft. He is a really sturdy keeper, and he's the sort of keeper that... You can understand why he's a club legend. That's all I'm going to say. I think after this I might make my first sub. I'm not entirely sure. I might hold off maybe till 70, actually, because they're looking pretty fresh at this stage. And I want to try and keep the best players on the pitch. Jacquot's on the ball here, and he scored! Unbelievable. 3-1 to Hertha Berlin. Ryan Jacquot scores his 16th goal of the season. And our goal difference is also way better than most of the teams around. Certainly, apart from Hamburg, everyone else is miles behind. Great ball in from Kelvin here, but what about this? composure from Jacquot to bring that down and then finish it for 3-1. That should be good. We're looking really clinical today. The chances massive. In terms of good chances, we've been dominant. Actually, I might make a change now. I wasn't gonna, but I might just get Meffert on for Jalaria, who's not actually having the best time. So I might just, yeah, Meffert's slightly fitter than Christopher Kraus. I love having options in there. We've got Kraus and Meffert to come on to replace Jalaria and Kapushka, and that's a great thing to have. But I want to try and get Kapushka a full 90 minutes here to see if he's got something special in him. Kelvin, can he go past his man? Oh shit, he's lost out. Derm. And oh crap, they've actually kept the ball here. Don't let them break on you guys. That's not how we roll. Murphy, and it's a good goal. That looked offside actually. And it is offside. Adam Murphy there offside. He's a regen. I can't imagine he's actually German, though he might be. We've got Tom Casey, who's a German. Yeah, he is. He's only just, but I'm pretty certain he is offside there. Good finish though from Murphy, have to say. We've got to be careful from that kind of thing. They've clearly got a bit about them on the counter-attack. So we're going to have to watch that. But 3-1 up is fairly solid, I have to say. We're doing a good job. They're having a lot of shots, but there's a few long shots, but they are clearly having some quite decent shots, but they're just obviously not getting many actual good chances. I'm going to bring on... Actually, I might bring Kapushka off just because we're doing well in this game, but he's looking a bit low on fitness. And the next change... Actually, no, I'm going to bring Todorovsky off because he's had a worse game. And Kraus can play in the centre. I just prefer to not play him there if I can. I might just save my last substitution in case we do get a knock later in the game. But with 10 minutes to go, with 2 goals to the good... That, for me, is a really solid performance. Kraus, knock it down. Oh, that's poor. Lufner. We're just looking a little bit shaky here. I just wonder. I don't know. They just look a little bit like they're going to try and exploit us. Oh, come on, guys. That was poor. That was bad defending. And the fact that it went straight through the goalkeeper is a bit disappointing. They shouldn't have been beaten at the near post there, really. The defender should be able to get across there and cover that. But it's gone to the back of the net, and Adam Murphy, after the initial threat that he showed, has now... Oh, crap. Ball downfield, and Kapushka's through on goal here. Go on, Kapushka. Oh, and it's a good save by Jay Leno. That's the sort of chance that you really do need to take, particularly at this point in the game, where that would pretty much kill them off, because that would ruin their confidence. Kapushka going short, Lufner with the header, and Weissenberger in the end isn't able to get there. We need to get back quickly though. There's no point in going defensive or anything like that. We need to just try and get across the line and win. Oh shit, we're in stoppage time now. Weissenberger clears that downfield, and there we go. Hertha Berlin 3, Bayer Leverkusen 2, and that is a big win for us. Great performance from Ryan Jacquot. Solid performance as well from Kelvin, a goal and an assist, albeit the goal was from a penalty, but still, that is a really good win for us, and caps off what's been a not bad start to the second half of the season. Yeah, we've still conceded a lot of goals. In fact, I think now we've actually conceded the most in this entire division. But the 42 scored is more than everybody except for the top 2. So for me, that says a lot. We're a little bit kind of, we're going to score more than you. That 7-1 win against Mönchengladbach certainly has helped us, though, I have to say. Although I'm pretty certain Gladbach actually conceded 7 against another team at some point as well, which is why... Yeah, they've conceded 40 goals, and yet they're in mid-table. So there's that. Anyway, let's take a little look at the schedule and see what we've got left. So we've pretty much got... Well, we'll probably break the season down to the last 2. I'm thinking maybe the Köln away game, or maybe the Werder Bremen at home. Yeah, we'll do Bremen at home as the next. I want to try and break the season down into like 2 more episodes to finish things off, because that could be the end of our time at Hertha. It just depends on how things go for the rest of this year. So, we're looking good at the moment. We've got a few winnable games coming up. We've got Freiburg, Mainz, and Braunschweig coming up. Admittedly, 2 of them are away from home, where our struggles have been particularly real, but I don't know, I feel like there's some points in there for us. Admittedly, we've also got to play against Bayern and Leipzig in there, and hopefully we won't get too battered by Bayern. We are at home to them at least, so you just never know what we could come up with. Probably a 4-1, 5-1 defeat, probably knowing us. But there we go. So guys, if you like what you're seeing, please do drop a like on the video, and if you'd like to even more than that, please subscribe to my channel for more Outcast icons and From the Shadows in your inbox every single day at 5:30 and 8 o'clock. And I'll see you guys in the next episode for a home match against Werder Bremen, and they've had a poor season so far, really, so we might be able to get something about from that game. If we can beat Leverkusen, there's no reason why we can't beat Bremen. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.